All right, it's time for Political Roundtable Mainland 98.3 FM, the show where we look at the major issues in the political space. And today, we have three very, very important issues to discuss on the roundtable this evening. Out of so many other issues, we've decided to just narrow it down to what we consider three of the most important topics or issues in the political space at this time. Of course, there's a whole lot to talk about. We're already in the election year, if you ask me, because going into January 2027 is just for Nigerians to go and cast their votes. The politicking, the campaigns, all of the intrigues would have happened this year. I think basically 2027 is just for us to go and see how Nigerians are going to cast their votes, who they are going to cast their votes for in 2027. And then maybe after results are announced, we're also going to be at a point where we look at what the courts are going to say, because, of course, the pattern in Nigeria is that, look, people would always go to court, no matter how transparent or probably faulty the process are. The courts would always have a final say. So a lot to talk about, so much to talk about. But again, we will, of course, discuss whatever we are not able to discuss on the roundtable in some of our other shows. There's midweek politics, there's situation room. So enough opportunity, of course, to discuss some of these issues and get Nigerians informed and enlightened about this activity. Of course, it's just very important that I also thank everyone who reached out to me yesterday to celebrate my birthday with me. The messages are quite emotional for me. The little that we do on this platform, we never know how big and how impactful it is for people. So when I started getting those messages, and of course there's a way it touches your soul, and of course helps you to build the resolve to want to do more. So I thank everyone who reached out to me, to celebrate my birthday with me. The messages, the gifts, and the words of encouragement. Of course, those are the things we need to keep us going as we continue to do our little bits to inform, educate Nigerians, and hope that, look, we get a better nation. Barrister Curtis Adigba is in the studio, Nuruddin Adegbero in the studio, Joseph Folorunsho is also in the studio. It's a full house this evening and three issues to discuss. Our major talking point will be the impact of the Middle East crisis on the living standards of Nigerians. Fuel currently is selling at over 1,200 naira, depending on where you're buying it from. There are people who have given us reports that, look, they're already shooting close to 1,003, 1,004. So it all depends on where you are in Nigeria. This is a situation that has caused a lot of pain, hardship, compounded the multidimensional poverty that Nigerians are faced with. So it's going to be a major talking point, but not the first issue to discuss. We are going to first go to Ondo State to look at what is happening with Governor Lucky Ayedatiwa. The courts have ruled that, you know what, jettisoning the idea of you trying to run again. The law is clear. Once you are sworn in twice, you really cannot give it a third shot. You've been sworn in twice, and that's what the law says since it was amended. But the governor has faulted that ruling and has said it's a premature ruling because I've not told anybody I want to run. Why did they even take me to court in the first place? I'm not even thinking about any other time. I just got a term. I'm working on it, hoping to give the best to my people. When I get to the bridge, I will cross it. That's what the governor is saying. But we'll look at all of the political intrigues. Why is it that politicians, if given the opportunity, will go for 7th term? Again, the courts have ruled, and I think it's just very important that we talk about this issue, understanding that, look, it could also be a talking point if any of the political parties decide to field the former president, Goodluck Jonathan, as their candidate in 2027. So that's the first point of conversation for the evening. And then we go to the big issue for the evening, Middle East crisis. The federal government has ruled out price control measures. A lot of Nigerians have been calling on Ahmed Tinubu to say, you know what, he's going to have to do something. Yes, you remove subsidy. Nigerians have learned to, stabilize their lives, painfully so, buying petrol at 800, 700, diesel at a little over 1,000 naira. But because of this crisis, Nigerians are now forced to, buy at ridiculous prices, 1,002, 1,003. And I look, things are going to skyrocket. Things are going to get out of hand. Cost of living will go through the roof. The government needs to intervene. Quite a number of Nigerian civil society organizations, individuals, have reached out to the president to intervene at this time. But the presidency is saying, you know what? We're not going to be a part of any attempt to control prices. It's a deregulated market. Will allow market forces to continue to determine prices. The Minister of Finance, Wale Edun, has said the same thing. I think the only announcement we got from the federal government is that, look, their own effort is to share 100,000 CNG kits. They're going to distribute that, and that's their own way of helping Nigerians navigate this tough time. The presidential candidate of the Labour Party in the last election, ADC chieftain Mr. Peter Obi, has also made comments and have said, look, poor planning, lack of reserves, lack of being futuristic is the reason why we are in this mess. The government should have been able to prepare for days like this. A special advisor to the president has now responded. So the back and forth is what is going to guide our conversation on this particular issue. We've done our own research. And what we've done basically is to bring what other nations are doing today, are doing now, to help their people. This is going to be a fact-based conversation. What are the nations of the world doing? Whether are a petroleum country or not, what are they doing? We have the facts on the table to look at to help their people at this time. Are they distributing CNG? Are they also having the posturing of, we are not going to control prices? We gauge what they are doing with what the Nigerian government has announced so far, and also look at that statement from Mr. Peter Obi as against what the media aide to the president is saying. So that's going to be the big topic for this evening. And then finally, the ADC, the African Democratic Congress, seems to be having some good momentum. Senators, I think about 9 senators have now defected from the PDP, the Labour Party, and have decided to join the ADC. So there seems to be something good for that party coming from that angle. But the big question that we're going to ask ourselves this evening is there more work to do, understanding that, look, this is probably the only vibrant opposition political party that will be going head to head, seriously, with an APC that now has about 31 governors, has a lot of senators, majority of senators on his side, House of Reps members, Assembly members, and President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to contend with. What more do they need to do to stand a chance to win the election in 2027? Good evening, Barrister Curtis Ariba. It's nice to have you in the studio this evening.
Thanks for having me.
All right, Nuruddin, how are you doing? Nice Agege this evening.
Good evening, and good evening to all our listeners. Well, Agege is fine.
Okay.
And Ramadan is already winding down, and for now, I think people are now using Ramadan lecture as a tool of politics. You see a lot of
Ramadan have entered that one.
They're using a lot of Ramadan lecture in the name of the president, for president to march on different one. Even you see Christians organizing Ramadan lectures.
Christian?
Yes, organizing politicians. Okay. That are even Christian organizing Ramadan lecture. You see somebody that has never entered mosques.
But they use the opportunity to give people things, right?
Yeah, okay. At least to give people that is what is important, though. But when you now see people turning Ramadan lecture into a tool, you see them. Even those people that you've never known that they have one Islamic name behind their name, they will go and adopt one.
Muslim name now.
They will adopt one and add it to it. But what is important is that some use it as a way of giving back to the society.
Okay, a way of giving back to the society. Every opportunity, our politicians will jump at it at this time. Joseph Oronsho, how are you doing? How body?
But they do fine. And that forward, I think.
Hope there's no problem with buying fuel.
No, that one is a general problem, so you don't need to listen. As my side, some of the filling stations around Digbo, they are selling 1,000, minimum 1,230.
Okay.
Minimum. When we are close to NNPC depot there, we are thinking we supposed to. I think the challenge is what I think sometimes they just started to punishing Nigeria. Recently the issue of toll gates. The policy that even if we are your enemy, you will not do that kind of policy to punish us. But few days when it take the president
to intervene.
the whole fan, the Minister of Aviation, they don't even care. They, as if we are like a placebo to test a policy. After that punishment from traffic from that Tղᴇ to Ajawa Estate and traffic from that Tղᴇ to MM2.
Yes.
They suspended. As I'm talking to you, they opened it yesterday. They say we should be paying cash. My own is not even up to car. It's just a mo. Now, 300 naira before. They just tell us it's not 500 naira.
So they even increase the.
They have even not that the roads have been, not that they even do anything about the road.
No,
nothing.
Expensive now.
So did they increase my income increase? And I was asking the guy, you open this very place, we are paying 300 naira before. After that punishment, that if it is some other country, they will sue fan 500 naira now. Maybe president tell them that we should not be paying 500 naira instead of 300 naira we are paying. Maybe Jeep like them Bicycle will be paying from 1,000 naira.
Well, it's so unfortunate.
And nobody explained the fan. They just feel that who are you for us to explain anything to?
Well, again, I think it will be a conversation for another day. There are quite a lot of issues on the table this evening, and I'm sure that we can't exhaust some of these issues. It's just almost like a daily thing, and we hope that we'll continue to bring it for people to understand why it's important to hold the government accountable on some of these things. We are streaming the show live on Facebook and YouTube, so you can be a part of the show on those two platforms. We are also on Radio Garden. You can tell your friends, your loved ones who may also want to join the show, who are not in Nigeria, to try and look at us on the Radio Garden platform, or just simply go to our website, www.mainlandfm.com. There's a live feed there, so from our website, you can also listen live to us. On those platforms, you can also drop your calls and contributions. Your contributions. When the time comes, of course, we will read some of those contributions. But Tᴚɪᴛᴛᴇʀ, I've monitored your page, and I've seen that you've had quite a number of things to say about the decision of the court in Ondo State as it concerns the term of Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa. The Ondo State Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa has criticized the ruling of the Federal High Court in Akure, restraining him from seeking another term in office, describing the decision as premature and a distraction from governance. Aiyedatiwa spoke on Thursday during an appearance on Channel Television's Politics Today program. The governor said discussions about the 2028 off-cycle governorship election were unnecessary at this stage, noting that he had only recently secured a fresh mandate from votes in the state. This is too early. Why don't you wait till 2027 or when the off-cycle timetable will be out in early 2028? Maybe at that time I might begin to think, wait a minute, do I have the right to contest or not? At that time, one can begin to seek interpretation of some of these clauses in the Constitution, he said. Aiyedatiwa said his focus remained on delivering the mandate given to him in the November 16, 2027 governorship election. I went into a free and fair conclusive election, which I won on the 16th of November 2024. So it is still fresh. I have never thought about any other election other than delivering on the mandate that has been given to me. We all know that there's been a lot of back and forth. An APC chieftain has gone to court to seek interpretation of the Constitution on whether this governor has the right to contest again. At some point, his own lawyers had gone to the appeal court to stop the court from making pronouncement on the matter. The appeal court ruled in favor of the decision of the High Court to rule on the matter. They've ruled and they've said, you know what? Based on what the law says, you can't have another term. You've had 2 cases of you being sworn in, and because of that amendment, you cannot be sworn in again as governor. But the governor is saying, oh, I'm not even thinking about it. I just got a mandate, and I'm on the mandate hoping to deliver for my people. What do you think?
Me?
Yes. What do you think about the governor saying, oh, this is premature?
Well, I think that on the ground in Ondo State, the preparation for the governor to contest for another term
is on ground.
Is on top gear. Everybody says that. You see, the thing is that when politicians are lying, they know they are lying. They don't believe it themselves.
They don't even believe their own lies.
But they want you to believe them. Now, this was a man that, like I told someone, if the governor in 2023 when he was going to be impeached as deputy governor before President Bola Tinubu intervened and prevented the House from impeaching him.
He was that vulnerable, really.
If anybody had told him that time that, look, you know what, we will just let you conclude the terms of Akeredolu and go away. The man would have been excited to say, oh, I at least my name will go down as a former governor, even if it's for 1 year and all that. But from that position where your legs were not touching the ground, with their hands on your neck on the cross.
I remember commissioners, talking down on him.
Secretary
to the government. Yes. Now who is this person?
God intervened
on his behalf.
On your behalf. You became acting governor, I think on the 12th or 7th of December. And on the 27th of December, when Aketi died, you became the governor. And you were governor, contested the election as the incumbent. You were elected from that election. I think this is just the second year
it was
of that tenure. Under him, Ondo has moved backwards. You have not even done something with what you have. You are already plotting for another one. Okay.
He said he's not thinking about it.
No, if he's not thinking about it, why did he even go
to court?
If you know the constitutional provision already, we talked about this last week, that in Nigeria is a blanket provision. Nobody who has been sworn in twice can seek election to that office.
That is just so straightforward. Twice.
Unlike the American Constitution, I think the 20th Amendment, which says if you are sworn in to take the term of another person who, as a result of incapacitation or whatever reason, who cannot continue, once you get 2 years, up to 2 years from that term, it's counted as a term.
So that has a proviso.
That has a proviso. But in Nigeria, it's blanket.
Once you are sworn in twice.
Once you have been sworn in twice, you cannot contest again for that position. He knows. So if someone prematurely or preemptively went to court
to say
the court should let him know now so that he doesn't prepare to participate at all
when the governor will be running.
If he has a clean conscience, he will not even go to court and seek an appeal court to arrest the judgment of that court. Because you know why? What concerns him?
I'm not running now.
I'm not running.
So whatever the court interprets,
let them go and waste their money and time. But it looks like the thing is so sweet to him. The way I saw him that day. And I'm saying to myself, even the current term that he has, what has he even done with it? Do people just want power for the sake of power? Early this morning, I had to rush to somewhere down Lekki to see a friend. On Sunday morning, where the traffic is free, I saw a convoy of third mainland with over 15 vehicles. And I'm saying to myself,
who is this person?
With this square situation. But you know what? As I was saying, with this, I said, do these people, do they buy fuel?
They don't buy now. With their own money.
This is convoy of pain for the ordinary people.
Now.
They don't.
There's a fuel dump somewhere.
Now, what am I talking? Why am I talking about the convoy? Most Nigerians just see government as an opportunity to exhibit materialism and power. They don't see power as a trust and as a responsibility. What can I do with this? Can you imagine millions of people entrusting their lives into your hands to say, you are the one we trust. Go out there and do what is best for us.
Use the resources of this nation to better our lives.
Yes. And then you go there, all you do is exhibitionism, show power, moving around in a convoy with some semi-mad people running around like they're
like what Afa said, there's always a meeting. From one meeting to another meeting, I said, running up and down. What are they looking for?
Look, on third mainland last time, there was a convoy behind me. I don't even know which lane to go to. All of them were just moving. So I just parked my car on one lane and put my hand like this. They saw me, they started laughing.
What are you looking? Where are you going? Even the running around,
what kind of madness?
The movement, you ask yourself, where exactly are they going?
And this is the power is too attractive in this part of the world. You see people, you see someone who doesn't have anything, struggling with everybody. Once he gets to Abuja, goes to the House of Rep, boom, he becomes a super rich man. Start talking down the rest of the people. But that's not the purpose of power. That's not the purpose of power. If you look at the origin of democracy, because all of us cannot go there at the same time. We came together and say, you know what? We are submitting our individual powers into a collective. We say, take. You know what? These are our common problems.
Solve it.
Give us water. Give us security. Pave our roads. Build our schools. Establish hospitals. Give us welfare. That's what we're asking
from
for.
The resources,
collective resources that
the people
that we entrusted to you. We're not asking you to pick out some few individuals, go there and do good
and distribute checks. Did you see the?
I saw everything.
The city boy emo.
I saw it.
Right, and I've seen some people posting that. Some people got chest freezers.
Yes,
and I'm like, this tokenism.
So,
this
trickle down. This trickle down economics. Trickle down. This is not what people need.
Freezer.
So this is not what we need. But you know what? When the purpose of a thing is not known, abuse is inevitable. These same people will travel abroad, travel overseas to different countries. They see how the leaders there conduct themselves
and commit to the welfare of the people.
Have you seen the convoy of the British Prime Minister? A Jaguar, a Land Rover, and an Outrider.
Just one Outrider.
Just to cross the road. That's all.
But look at the convoy of a state governor in Nigeria. A governor who cannot provide water for his people to drink. A governor that children are studying under trees.
But there are about 10 SUVs.
A governor that when he's sick himself, he has to be flown
out of
abroad.
The country.
He's taking ambulance all around.
Can you imagine? How did we get to this point? Now you are a governor. How many people have the opportunity to be governors? In Ondo State where he comes from, was he chosen because he was the best person?
No.
Aketi chose him as deputy. He became governor by the death of Aketi. Did Aketi go to the market to buy debt?
Just happened.
Now you are governor, and you will not use that opportunity to make the living conditions of the people better. You have one, you have not even used it. You are scheming for a second one.
It has not reached 1 year. He became governor.
That's the typical definition of greed. And this is what we'll talk about: short-termism. You have been elected to an office. You have not even used that office to do anything, but you're already planning for another term. The appointments you will make is all the appointments are your eyes on the next
Yes, and so you are not even looking at competence. Who can deliver the next election to me? Yeah.
The contracts that you award them based on the fact that you will want to get money to
plan for the next election, because that's where your mind will be. You are just
in the state where they don't have drinking water, where the school buildings are dilapidated, where there are no drugs or doctors or equipment in the hospital, you are building airport. Because that's where the big money will come from.
White Elephant project, yes.
How wicked can people be? So my advice to Lucky, perform first. Use the time that has been given to you by the people of Ondo. Make their lives better. Ondo was one of the few states in the country where incidents of kidnapping and all kind of things was very low. Under you, it has quadrupled.
Yes.
But all you worry about is people are talking about next time. But you are the one, you are the origin. You are the one building campaign architecture. Reaching out to people, trying to explore the constitution. Yeah. Asking lawyers to see how, if there are loopholes that you can exploit to contest the next election. You were not born a governor. Nobody was born a governor. If you had been impeached that time, nobody would be talking about this. Show gratitude to God and the people of Ondo State by using this term that you have to the maximum. If you finish this term, you would have spent 5 years plus as governor?
4 years, 5 years, 2 months.
5 years, 2 months.
Yeah, 5 years, 2 months. That's huge.
That is over a term.
Yes.
Some governors get elected and then they are not re-elected.
They just use 4 years.
Some even used 2 years and died.
One of the most consequential presidents of the United States was Abraham Lincoln. 4 years.
4 years.
He was just re-elected when he was assassinated. But what he accomplished in 4 years. Some presidents that spent 8 years.
Sir, you've gone to America. People talk about Jack Conde.
Yes, now.
How many years you Baba Jack Conde used in Lagos?
Let me tell you.
4 years, 3 months.
Baba Jack Conde, what he accomplished from Tinubu to Sanwo-Olu, they have not
accomplished.
The only thing they have done more than him is grammar.
They've not.
Well, because again, we are talking about our politicians keeping their eyes on the ball. This distraction of you win one election, you're already thinking about the next one. And that's the reason why we're even highlighting this particular story. Our politicians get distracted because they are just thinking of the next, they're thinking of the next elections. I've had somebody who have raised an issue with me, to say, why is it that when they go into politics, they become jobless? So after they become governor, they want to either become a senator or they are looking for one position. Is it that before they became politicians, they didn't have a job? We've seen the former governor of Lagos, for example, Fashola. He said he's gone back to his law practice. He's been appearing in court. You go abroad, barrister, you see past politicians, when they are no longer in government, they just go back to doing their private business, their private writing books, making speeches. They go in their private life. But we see that our politicians, they just want to perpetuate themselves. They want to remain there. In Ogun State, for example, former governors are now in fact, a governor is already planning to go to Senate. A former governor is in Senate. They are fighting. Amosun is said to be also trying to go back to the Senate. This idea of wanting to just perpetuate themselves, remain in politics. You have one term, you have not finished the term, you're already thinking of the next, even though the constitution says, oh, you can't take more than 2 oaths, you are looking for loopholes, you are going to court. At the end of the day, is this about the perks of office? Or the fact that, look, we had still not been able to produce men of honor, dignity, who understand that service to the people is not a do-or-die affair?
Let me start like this. Lucky Ayedatiwa doesn't understand the mercy of God. There are some certain people that they don't know what God has done to them. And if you look by his name, the word lucky, that means you are no better than every other person, but you are just being chosen to really, for the grace of God, to do this. That is meaning of then Ayedatiwa. For people that come from Ondo, that know the etymology of that particular name, is somebody that God take from nothing to become something, so that the word can be yours. That is the meaning of his name. Now, God has chosen him because he's very, very lucky. He's now become a governor, and he now wants the world to be only for himself. You know that he doesn't understand the mercy of God. You see, section 182 subsection 3, section 137 subsection section 3 of 1999 constitution as amended is very, very clear. Nobody can be sworn in 3 times.
That's it. There is no
ambiguity, nothing. Then another thing again is this. Barrister Curtis have put it very well. Ayedatiwa lied on national television.
He said he's not thinking about it.
If he's not thinking about it, how come he got somebody represented in that particular case? How come he has to go to the appeal to stop the judgment? And all of us, we know when the machinery of another tenor comes in. But I should put it to Ayedatiwa. In this country, we find ourselves upon how bad we think everything is. He will never become governor in 2028.
He can't even run.
That is the thing. He should put that one inside his pocket. Then, putting it generally, look, it is so unfortunate that majority of people representing us in different political positions, when they are in that position, they think they are the best. And if you look at them character-wise, if you look at their history, if you look at their capacity and capability, they are not even the average. They are the worst of us. And that is the reason why when they are in position, they want to die there. And at the end of the day, when you look at if you use KPI to just judge their performance on what they've done, you will discover that we will not be able to pick anything out of it.
Meaningful that
because they want to remain in that power. Because one of the things there is that they will be spending free money. The money that belongs to all of us, they will be spending it. Number two, there is no tax for those people in political offices. They are spending money with that. Then number three is this. They are going to live a life that they will not be able to live ordinarily. And that is the problem they want to be there. I went to Abeokuta last 2 weeks. And I went to in front of the house of Senator Okuromu. And I just shake my head. What made me shake my head was that there was a particular water, when water was the problem of Yanoloke axis
in Abeokuta.
And they wanted to do it's a federal government project. They did it inside Okuromu's compound, and I fought it.
They brought a federal government project and gave
inside his compound. In fact, I have to fight it to the extent that before they could put pump outside for the people. So anytime he's gatesman, he's not pumping water, people will not have water. I fought it a particular time, and I even faced him that look, this particular government belongs to government. This is supposed to be inside your own
compound.
For the fact that inside your own compound, as a senator, in fact, you supposed to make it mandatory that this water should be available to the people. And I stood in front of his house. Where is Senator Okuromu?
When you visited recently?
Yes. And I asked the question, where is Senator Okuromu now? He's dead. He's late. He's gone. And
whatever is happening to the project now,
he doesn't even know. One thing that is so certain there is this: every of our politicians, we know they don't believe in God, because if they believe in God, they won't be reacting, they won't be doing what they are doing. No, they don't believe in God. If they believe in God,
believing in God, I think is a personal.
If somebody believes in God, you will be thinking
your own
hereafter. No, if irrespective of the religion you are practicing, if you believe in God, you know that you are in one position today. You are going to die and be accountable for whatever you've done. So many of them, they are doing as if they are not going to be accountable to God. They are not going to be accountable to anybody, and that's the reason why they are believing in that particular manner. But one thing there is that whether they like it or not, this particular time is going to go away now. Look at we are talking about Lateef Jakonde. All of us here, we attended, excluding Barrister Curtis and we that we school in Lagos, we attended Jakonde school. I was born in Jakonde General Hospital. I attended his school. In fact, one of the houses, I have a relative that got the houses during his own tenure. You see how his project has benefited the life. And that is what we are talking about. What are we remembering our politicians for? Look at Ayedatiwa, that ordinary water in Ondo State capital self, there is no water. Okitipupa, there is no water. Go to Isua, they are kidnapping people as if they are kidnapping hen. And what he can think of is this: he wants to still become governor in 2028. What a shame.
All right, what a shame. Again, the way our politicians carry themselves, Joseph Folorenshaw, again, Vice Curtis talked about them understanding the purpose of power that has been given to them, the mandate of the people. The reality is that we can't all be governors. So at some point we have to decide, okay, let's give our mandate to these persons. Is this a case of them not even understanding why they are there, or it's just who we are? The greed that comes with, let me just amass power, amass wealth, then at some point the crumbs that fall from the master's table, let me just give it to them. It was a complete shame yesterday, what was called the empowerment that they did in Imo State, and I'm seeing people posting it. The rush, this tokenism, this almost like this imaginary style of governance, where you weaponize poverty. Only when you see, you go to some societies, those freezers, people use it for 2-3 years and they abandon it on the road for people to pick. There are societies like that after using that freezer that people got and they were shouting as empowerment, they use it for 2-3 years.
Our Tokumbo
so they just drop it on the road, TV, blender. So people just go there to pick it. A thriving economy only will get people empowered to the point where they can buy these things themselves. They won't wait for any politician, to buy these things for them. Is this how we're going to continue to live our lives? Where bag of rice, they're going to brand all manner of things now. We are going to brand rice, brand noodles, brand. In fact, they will even brand chicken. They brand anything. Just keep people perpetually poor so that they continue to come to you. Is that what governance is all about?
I think for me, the challenge is nobody schooled them on the responsibility of those positions.
But
nobody schooled. No, even though that they are looking for it, doesn't mean that they know the real core function of that thing. Because, for example, I think the beginning of all this thing is when we don't have political party, but we have political platform. Because, for example, you see some people who are like generation to generation, they are Democrat in America. Fam is like the part of their blood. The children that are just coming to that family, we are only Republican, we are Republican. Some are Democrats, some are is it Green Party or those ones, they only try to create some conversation. But here in Nigeria, you can see someone that is in party A in the morning, toward late morning is in party B, afternoon is party C, before evening he has moved like at least party to party D, and we have follower. You have people who will listen to him. Then when you now say, okay, there's a position that is coming up, they now want to find out who has the money to actually get the ticket for that very position or contest for that post within the party. Nobody asks what is the source of his money. It's only in Nigeria you see that they will just say this person is one of the most richest person or is very rich in the community. Is not selling pure water, it's not selling anything, but you see that it's the most richest person, and you now see that almost all the government structure is now bowed down before such an individual. The governor know that there is this, the law is there. But when you meet some lawyer who just look at that, if I tell this man say that there's no need,
there's something that can still be done.
Now say, God, so far, just for him to tell me a budget, if we can be able to have like maybe 200 million, 300 million, we sort out some judges. Judge's case doesn't end only in court. I know this judge, so the man will say, okay, if that's the case, let's give it a try. And the guy will cash out. The person will cash out, because sometimes when you are too desperate, you will not even sit down and analyze some of your something that you have interest on. I think that is what just happened to the governor of Ondo State. Because I do, there's not like 2 months I don't go Ondo State.
Ondo State, yes.
There's no 2 months. Go to Igbara, go to. These are places that need serious attention.
No development,
if there's anything that is actually progressing seriously in Ondo State, that is a headquarter of people that are going to prayer. No, they have mountain.
Yes,
prayer.
So people have left asking government to
No. They are
just keep calling on God.
Different. You just see people go to different mountains in the night. In the night, God was there, move around the night. You just see forest. You on top, you will be seeing
people
light.
Are praying.
People are praying.
And all those things they are praying for, the government is supposed to provide it for them.
No, the government is supposed to provide for them, and this government people will not deceive them. If it is maybe the crusade or convention or whatever, maybe the last day,
come there to join
they will
them.
now go there to say we want to join,
praying for water,
to pray for water,
pray for good.
You will be seeing all the prayer requests, job, and the governor
is there
who's supposed to provide those things. Will be there. In my state recently, when people were protesting
you can't pronounce figure and other thing.
No, I didn't.
Where to protest
when people was protesting
poor power supply,
there is an youth equally join, and I know that through the former president Buhari down to here that governor cannot provide light. So instead of to see that, okay, there's a law that we can provide light
to do these things.
You now say you want to protect. Then second, you now say, okay, henceforth I don't want to say particular billboard apart from so and so billboard. The question is, they need to school them. Who is a governor? Who is a senator? Who is a member of the representative? Who is the president? In Africa, you need to look at Donald Trump. Today, do you think any serious country will say you want to go and fight America? or some the way some criminal will kidnap someone and they will video it, show it to you. That there's nothing you can do. So let us find a way to be schooling some of these people the responsibility, so that someone there will say, "Come and be a governor." Say, "No, I don't have."
You don't know that the majority of these people, they are Ashake, want to get one little of.
First of all,
they've caught their ear, they don't hear anything.
Trump, I think it was last week or some times ago that I said there are two group of persons that I fear most in life. One, political office holders who ask you to go and pray. To solve a problem that they have the resources
to solve.
And then two, pastors or religious leaders who tells you who to vote for.
Once they begin to tell you who to vote for,
they don't solve
I
them
fear
out.
them. And you know the reason why? The political elites and class is just one. They are divided in politics, in religion, in business, and all of that. They have a way, they know where they meet themselves. And it's a conspiracy against the people. Okay? Now, just like what Joseph said, you remember the current president of the Senate, who described himself as uncommon governor. You remember that one of his biggest projects in Akwa Ibom was
the cathedral.
A cathedral. Cathedral. And the reason why they do that, because they know that there's a large swath of people who are conditioned by religion.
That's religious sentiment, to overlook any other thing.
Any other thing. So long as the name of God is thrown into the picture. It doesn't matter.
They just fall for it.
It doesn't matter that the same people who are using religion to bait the people are the agents of Satan themselves from their works.
Their handwork does not even show that they believe anything religion.
You judge a tree by the fruit. Look, if a man awards a contract that 10 million can do,
and he awards it for 1 billion,
he awards it for, let's say, 100 million, which is 10 times the price, and yet he doesn't do it. That man goes to a religious event where he's invited as a guest of honor, and then he donates 10 million, and people start clapping hands for him,
and he sits at the front,
and the leader of that organization will tell people, "This is our man. Remember him when he comes for re-election."
He's supporting the ministry, so support him.
Exactly. This is the problem. You see, like he said, how can the governor join a protest of something? Because now electricity has been regulated.
Of course, the state can take it over.
The one that ordinary go to Vice Cortis from Arepo down to Mega. The companies, all those Chinese companies, they have their own light.
What of redeem?
What of redeem?
Do you know what is paining me so much? And I had this conversation with some friends shortly before I got to the studio. The fact that they have weaponized poverty and lack in the lives of our people. Weaponize it against them so much that
to an unbelievable level.
They don't even expect anything
to win elections.
They don't even expect anything good for themselves anymore.
God Almighty.
I give up.
So you hear people say, "Well, if I got a deep freezer as a gift, only for my vote, at least I've gained something."
A deep freezer.
But they know that because they don't even know that they can gain more than that.
If the government does the right thing.
Look at what we do in this country, whereby people who are elected to make laws. Yes, in the United States, there's something called earmarks, which is the constituency project. It became a cesspool of corruption, and I think it was President Clinton who decided to stop it, but President Bush brought it back, and then they reorganized it in such a way that you can't lobby for a project for your constituency, but you will never be given the money, and you will never be allowed to nominate a contractor. Independent contractors will be chosen to go and execute those projects. What we do right now is even worse. We take billions and hand over to one person who says he represents his people, and then he goes to buy grinding machines, Okada, machetes, hoes, wheelbarrows, and seedlings,
or bread.
It's not subject to any accountability. He might just spend maybe 10-20%, and the people who will give are party members or people that are close to him, just because he wants to be re-elected. We have cases of people padding the budgets, committees of the Senate and the House, going into an arrangement, evil arrangement, with ministry officials to say, put S amount of money in the budget for us, which we would then draw later.
And find a way to divert and draw out.
That's the problem. And you know what? People say, oh, but how can the poor people in Nigeria stand up against the government? The poor has never stood up against any group anywhere in the world. Because they don't know what they are missing. The French Revolution was not carried out by poor people.
Yes.
It was carried out by the middle class who used to have and no longer had.
And they had that leverage.
And they were missing what they used to have.
So they had to take it
So
up.
they decided to change.
And drag the poor along.
And drag people and the poor along. If you go to CMS under bridge there, if a poor man made 200 tonight, he said, thank God, I'm still alive. He's never had $1 million before. He doesn't know what it means to lose $1 million due to government, to bad policies of government. The only reason why the NSAS protest had a traction is because it was fueled by Gen Z.
The young ones.
The young ones who have tested, some of them have tested wealth through technology and all of that. But who were the people used to truncate it? The poor. Government went and paid some poor people, thugs, urchins,
to infiltrate them and
go
attack
there.
them. Yeah.
Yes. First of all, they were coming there to be fed.
Yes.
Like
But when government
They're just enjoying themselves. Yes, now.
You know, Fuad, there's a place that I saw in your state.
Yes.
I was actually that where I continue to like lose hope on what you call EFCC. That church is in the morning. He say if you are a Yahoo boy, come there to bring your. They will pray for your money.
Your money.
The money you make. Then they go that church in the afternoon.
EFCC might not know about them.
You might not know.
How they gonna go know about them?
I don't know. EFCC is not a spirit now.
How would it?
Look,
say in your state, I forget it. When you are going to the train,
we go to monitor a governorship election. They know they even see the money where they share.
They will not
They know
even
they
see
see the money.
dollars.
They are not spirit now.
they are going there. I saw someone who say if you see card,
you can only see what
don't
you
go
want
there
to
again.
see.
No, the day you go there might be the unlucky day. They will arrest you.
Joseph, are you not the one that said that when somebody that is pretending to be sleeping, when you now wake that person, it's only when that person wants to wake up now. Whatever they want to see.
EFCC is not sleeping. No,
no, they don't. Whatever they want to see is what they want to see.
The eagle eye of the EFCC only sees what he wants to see. That eye, no, they see any idea. You get the way they direct the eye. You never see that side.
You leave my pastor alone.
I think we should just move straight to the most important issue for the evening. We wish Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa well. You know, because I look at the long list of people who have tried to become governor in Ondo State. If they were sharing it for half a kobo, it would never have gotten to him if not for the grace of God.
Even not because Ajayi that move.
Yeah.
Assuming Ajayi just stayed.
You know. So, anyways, let's look at this story by Mr. Tᴏɪᴛᴛᴇ. It's a very painful situation. Nobody expected it. It's a Trump thing. It's a war of choice.
Trump effect.
So there are global consequences. Everyone is feeling it.
America is not feeling it more.
He's feeling it more.
But he wants it to end.
And they
can't end it.
But because it's not even his call for the war to end.
No, you can start a war,
but
you can't tell those you are warring on to stop.
You can start.
You can stop.
To end the war is not in your hands.
Yes.
And that's what we are saying.
But
no matter how powerful you are.
The reason is if you want to start a war.
Yes.
That war. Are you aiming to win the peace or to win war? If you push that you want to win peace, the war may not be necessary.
Just say what Trump has done is war on peace.
Not even warring to win peace.
No, it's war
on peace itself.
Because peace was visible. Peace was possible.
Negotiations were going on.
There was going to be a meeting in Geneva, organized by Oman. In fact, the Omani foreign minister was in Washington. All the terms and everything was agreed upon.
It was on the table.
The day they were supposed to meet on Monday, and on Saturday they struck.
America and Israel struck.
Okay, so this is war on peace, as a matter of fact. You know.
What did we not get now?
Okay, we are getting what they are getting. Now, we just want to bring you back over our own realities now. And like I said, Peter Obi had issued a statement to say, oh, this is poor planning. Strategic reserves are not available. This is even when you go into your strategic reserves, when things like this happen. And this is when the government needs to get more proactive to find a way to mitigate the effect of these things. Yes, all over the world we are feeling it, but as an oil-producing nation, this is the time for the government, if they have always been planning, to know that things like this can happen. They will not be caught pants down. But the president has got a lot of people speaking for this government. We did a long list of special assistants.
It depends on the message.
On the message, so they just jump on it. And I think there's one message they don't fail to jump at by Tᴏᴜ Sᴏᴜ. Anytime Peter Obi talks, somebody wants to reply.
Yes, no.
And a lot of times, they jump at replying Peter Obi, and they make a complete ridicule of themselves.
The president
and this is one of them, and you understand why.
The president should appoint a special advisor on Peter Obi,
so that we just do it for Peter Obi matter.
Because they are all suffering from Peter Obi derangement syndrome.
Because when the guy says something, they want to jump on it, and then they now make.
In fact,
sometimes they even now indict themselves and the government. And let's get this.
They actually give him more mileage than he's getting by himself, based on their reaction.
The special assistant to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu on social media, Dada Olusegun, has rebuked the Labour Party's 2023 presidential candidate Peter Obi over his comments on Nigeria's rising fuel prices. Olusegun told Obi to stop commenting on issues he does not understand, describing the former governor's remarks on rising fuel prices as wrong and embarrassing. Olusegun made the remarks in a post on X on Saturday, responding to a statement by Obi published on Thursday, in which the former Anambra State governor blamed Nigeria's vulnerability to global oil price shocks on the absence of strategic petroleum reserve and a lack of government planning. That's according to Obi. Obi had noted that petrol, which sold for less than 1,000 per litre weeks ago, had risen to over 1,200 naira per litre, while diesel had climbed from 1,000 to over 1,500 naira per litre, linking the increase to tensions involving Iran and their effect on global oil prices. The reason for this is straightforward, and this is quoting Obi now. Most countries, whether they are oil producing or non-oil producing, maintain strategic petroleum reserves to cushion against supply or price shocks. This means that when there is a disruption in the global oil market, they can release part of these reserves to stabilize supply. However, Nigeria lacks such a buffer, so the impact is felt almost immediately. The underlying issue is a lack of planning. Countries that engage in planning create buffers against shocks, while those that do not remain vulnerable to them. The odd maxim remains true: when a country fails to plan, it's already planned to fail, Obi said. Special assistant to President Bola Tinubu on social media, Dada Olusegun, now said, you know what, told Obi to stop commenting on issues he does not understand, describing the former governor's comment as embarrassing. Now, I want to go to what he said. He said, Olusegun dismissed the position, saying the more immediate driver of rising pump prices was the deregulation of the fuel market, following the removal of subsidy by the Tinubu administration, not the absence of strategic reserve. Let's take it again so that everyone understand. He said, the underlying issue, Olusegun dismissed Obi's position, saying the more immediate driver of rising pump prices was the deregulation of the fuel market, following the removal of subsidy by the Tinubu administration, not absence of a strategic reserve. We're going to ask us, do we even have a reserve?
No, we cannot.
I'm coming because if it's not about strategy, do we even have a reserve? He didn't tell us. Now, this advisor goes ahead to say the recent rise in fuel prices in Nigeria is not primarily because the country lacks a petroleum reserve. Do we even have it? He didn't say. The more immediate factor is that the fuel market is now largely deregulated following the subsidy removal by Tinubu. He explained that mechanics of deregulated markets. He explained the mechanics of deregulated market. And he said, when geopolitical tensions involving Iran push global prices upwards, countries that rely on imported refined products like Nigeria will inevitably feel the impact. And so it's not about not having reserves. He went on blah, 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 condemning what Obi had said. So, and I'm like, okay, if this Mr. so-called Segun does not know his job, and we just wants to jump on what Obi had said, barrister, and I did a little research, very simple research that you can go into, okay, what are countries all over the world doing now at this time to mitigate the effect of this rising petroleum prices as a result of the US-Israel-Iran war? What are they doing? As we speak today, the US, we just go straight to the US. The US, the Trump administration has ordered the release of 172 million barrels of oil from the US Strategic Petroleum Reserve this week.
To the market.
To the market. This is the US. The same thing Obi is talking about. Again, so that we understand. The Trump administration has ordered the release of 172 million barrels of oil from the US Strategic Petroleum Reserve this week, making it the second largest release from the reserve in history after former President Joe Biden's 2022 withdrawal of 180 million barrels. So the US have gone into a strategic reserve.
At least to take care of their citizens.
Now let's go to other countries, barrister. So we go to other countries. Okay. There are countries under what we call the International Energy Agency, yes. About 32 countries.
Yes.
They have also decided that 400 million barrels of oil from their strategic reserve will be made available to the market. Everybody going back to their strategic reserves. These IEA countries, some of them are even non-oil producing nations.
Yes.
But they have a joint strategic reserve.
Okay, in case of any emergency.
We will use this for energy security. Now, let us go to what Pakistan is doing. They have announced a 4-day work week for the public sector. So instead of 5 days, just do 4 days. School closures and 50% work from home policy to reduce fuel consumption. That's what they are able to do. Bangladesh has imposed fuel sales limits, mandated the closure of universities to save electricity, and brought forward holidays. Philippines implemented a 4-day work week for public sector employees. Fuel subsidies. There are countries that have now gone to quick subsidies for their people.
And we have to subsidize for our
Malaysia, Barrister Curtis, Nuruddin Joseph, has increased spending on petrol subsidies by $510 million to maintain the price at 95 of their currency.
So the increment to government is going to be
Malaysia is already doing quick subsidy. Ethiopia in Africa here has also sharply increased fuel subsidies to cushion consumers' pain.
Any excesses, so government is going to
South
take care
Korea has introduced a maximum price cap on petrol, price control, and diesel.
Yesterday.
Yesterday, South Korea has
I think about 1,417 won.
That it must not go beyond this level.
I can't go beyond this
Obviously, it means they are subsidizing.
Yes.
Thailand has implemented a temporary cap on diesel prices.
You can't go beyond this.
I can list countries, everybody responding methodically, strategically.
No, Nigeria is not.
The president, I'm coming, barrister. I'm sorry, sir. The Minister of Finance will say there is no price control. They are not going to do it. They will just allow the market to determine the prices. The market is already showing us shaking because of this disruption. The only thing the Nigerian presidency has announced is that they will distribute 100,000 CNG kits, which a lot of people have called nonsensical, completely useless. In fact, in simple parlance, it does not even make any sense in the light of what Nigerians are going through. Where is the disconnect by Mr. Curtis Adigba? What is going on with this government?
I'm surprised you are the one asking this question.
But for me, I believe. I'm saying
I can do a list of close to 100 countries who are doing things very fast.
Oga Fuad, Nigeria is equally doing something about it now. Go to all the government fuel dump. You see that there will be pumping fuel there for government officials.
So it's only government officials.
And they don't regard are you and I reading this thing there?
Wait, but is there anything different from what I read out about what some countries are doing? From what Peter Obi has said, that I'm not even sure we have any strategic reserve.
We don't have enough coin to supply Dangote. You are talking about strategic reserve.
This is. Let me tell you what the government could have done in the circumstance.
On the situation where we are now.
If you have a government that is thinking, at least we have the Dangote refinery. We will give the Dangote refinery crude oil at the cheapest possible level
At discounted rate.
And cap the price to the marketers.
So we're giving you this crude.
At least for this period.
Instead of selling for $100 plus where it is, we are giving it to you at $20 or $30. You are going to refine. This quantity must be set aside for local consumption, and the price should not go beyond that level.
So we take care of the market.
That is how countries look after their citizens.
But
you know, when you don't have a part in your government, when you are treated like a spectator, it's a show by a small group of people. When policies are not like a rising tide, capable of lifting all the boats in the water. You live in an economy where government chooses winners and losers. Once you are connected to the government and the people in government, you become a winner. Once you don't have any connection there, you are a loser. This is what you get. And they're talking about CNG as if we don't know about the CNG that exists.
The fraud with the CNG project.
Right now, you cannot even get the CNG.
Where is the CNG?
When you go there, I made a report to somebody top in the APC hierarchy recently. When you go for the CNG, you will be given November 2026
for conversion?
As the date you can come back to convert, because there's a long queue. But however, if you are willing to pay a bribe, they can tell you to come next week. That is ongoing as I speak to you. But you know what? You know what is the biggest tragedy? The biggest tragedy is that those in authority do not think that they owe the Nigerian people anything. And the reason why they feel that way is that we don't even need their votes to win election. We don't need their votes.
So they don't see our pay, they don't care?
No, they don't care. After all, when the time for the election comes and they go out and distribute gari, spaghetti, or give people 1,000, the people will take the thing and vote for them. The only incentive for a public officer in Nigeria to perform is just the fear of God. Not pressure from the people. Not the fear of losing the next election.
Because he knows what
not
to do
the fear
to win the next election.
Of becoming irrelevant. The only reason that anybody who is in power and in authority in Nigeria will perform, either their conscience and the fear of God of what is left in them. If not, nothing. This government can look. I'm glad the guy who issued that statement accepted the one fact.
Yeah, that's the subsidy that has led to this. That's what I'm saying. He's even indicting.
He said he was the one that removed subsidy.
He said,
you know, the argument before was that Buhari removed subsidy.
But he said
all he did was he announced
this guy has now said Tinubu removed the subsidy.
Meanwhile, Tinubu himself has said in the past that I removed the subsidy, and then his aides will come out and say, no, there was no
budget for subsidy.
So the truth is that if it wasn't for the Dangote refinery today, the same refinery that they teamed up with trade unions and all that to destabilize.
Yes.
If it wasn't for that Dangote refinery
it would have been worse.
We'll be buying fuel at 3,000 or 4,000 per liter.
Thank God for Dangote refinery.
And as usual, our government is not prepared for anything. The government refineries are not working, and
they can't
after they pumped billions of dollars into it,
they can't work.
It's still story. You remember the time the president issued a statement thanking the former group managing director Kyari about the fantastic job they had done. Port Harcourt is back. Kaduna is back.
Nothing is back as we speak.
Nothing is back. Even the journalists who went to Port Harcourt,
they saw everything. And everybody is quiet now.
And somebody
are very unpatriotic.
They were unpatriotic. We only
like bad things, bad
news.
news.
To bad news.
There is a particular one of our listeners that I think is supposed to call and apologize for what he said on the day we asked Adeola Yusuf to tell us that is those refinery working, and he told us that nothing is going on there, and he said what we normally do is we criticize the government, we are not patriotic. Look, see, government can tell his own lies. It is not everybody that is mumu. Even those people that cannot read and write understand what is going on. The first thing here is this: in the area of oil, this particular government does not have a clear policy that can give succor to Nigerians. It is very, very clear.
No.
It's very clear.
What we are saying is that, look, let us even say we want to move past the issue of subsidy removal, regulation, but we are talking about an emergency situation.
I said there is no policy.
And I believe there is an emergency.
I have told you now.
Someone to believe there is an emergency.
As usual, we are acting like the fire brigade in Nigeria. They know that there could be fire, but they are never ready to put out that fire.
Yes.
In fact, it's when the fire happens that they go to look for water. Meanwhile, that tanker or the tank can hold water, even while parked. And so when you have an emergency situation, it rushes to the side.
But it's possible that after they see the water driver, no day.
So that's what I'm saying. So we are never ready for emergency.
Which is what Peter B is talking about.
But even if you are not ready for emergency, Barrister Curtis, your citizens are complaining.
Are suffering.
They are suffering.
Not like other citizens of the world.
Why can't you jettison the act of making money through the crude oil? Call Dangote. He's the only refinery. He's our messiah now.
Nuruddin.
Just look at the so-called that you talk about.
If you have a president who goes to Makurdi, the capital of Benue State, at the time of deep mourning for people that were killed in Yᴏᴜᴛᴜ,
mass, almost 200 of them,
and then he took that opportunity to talk about his political invisibility. He says to you, they abuse me every day.
Doesn't concern me.
But I'm the president. And I'm the president. So, if you like, insult him, say anything you want to talk about the price hike and the suffering of the people, he's the president and he's coming back. Do you understand what I'm saying? Now, what we are only showing them because they think that CNG, just like they think that rice is the solution to the problem.
Me, I don't understand how we talk about petrol and people talking about rice.
Yes.
Now, Barrister, this CNG thing, let us even discuss, because that's the only thing they put on the table. And I've decided to say, let's go to other countries.
That is the only thing they have brought forward in almost 4 years as something that you talk about reform or policy in the transport sector
to mitigate the effect of rising. But how does that make any sense, Barrister? Let's even.
And how many vehicles do we have in Nigeria? If you divide the 100,000 by 36 states.
36 states.
How many would the states
based on to mitigate the effect of what we are talking about?
And again, all the states don't have equal requirement for fuel consumption.
For fuel consumption.
So here's the point. Look, one of the things that pushes a government into being attentive to the needs of the people is what we call electoral consequence.
That there will be consequences.
There will be consequences. But when you don't have that, then the political leadership is incentivized, unfortunately, to be rudderless, because they know
nothing they happen.
Nothing. You saw what happened in Texas between those two 36-year-olds, Jasmine Crockett and then James Salarico. These were guys trying to win the ticket for the Democratic ticket for Senate to run against the incumbent John Cornyn or Ken Paxton, the Attorney General of Texas. Both of them 36. You saw the kind of campaign they ran. Crockett tried to build a campaign that is based on turning out black women, black men, and white men who are Democrats. Salarico decided to go for a big tent. Went after all the same people and also went after moderate Republicans
who may want to shift position a bit.
Yes, and he won. You get the point I'm saying? These people make intentional and deliberate effort to win election. They don't need to do that here.
We're also intentional in a different way.
Yes, but they accumulate funds, accumulate money,
bring the political class together, and then understand that on election day we can deboko Sebe. That's the end of everything.
For me, this is deliberate. It's deliberate because they are making us to be do something to ensure that we have a lot of uninformed individual. I told you, Ogafor, that before now we have some students which they are indigent. Some poor students in Unilag we pay their school fee because the school fee less than 30,000 naira.
Because they can't even pay.
They can't pay that. So we some
students come together.
Just
help
we help. Since when they now talk issue of student loan, the least school fees for Unilag is almost 400. I mean undergraduate.
The least. Don't know.
And you are talking of student loan. I told someone I do education. You cannot, if you want to say student loan, how do you fit into the national policy on education? Because that is like a framework for you to push your and they now go further and now say, okay, you are bringing student loan. You are now saying if you don't pay, you go to prison. You're already talking of.
Sorry, Joseph. Sorry to cut in. One of the APC chieftains today, I think he's also a government candidate somewhere in the state, I said that look, the president's ability to stabilize the naira and the student loan, NEL fund, is enough for people to vote him in again.
May God forgive all of us.
Because
maybe he doesn't have kids in university.
No,
you know, there's so many people that
I've had to. You know, there are parents who have said that look, you brought in the student loan and school fees have gone through the roof. There are people who said, look, the only thing they've been able to do is to access it just once, just a particular year. Subsequent years, they've not been able to access it. How many students have only?
In fact, they just reopened it yesterday again, or 2 days ago.
Again. So you see, because again, why this pains me, but Joseph, is we know what petrol does to everything. Yes. Once the price of petroleum products
the multiplier effect
the multiplier effect is instant, is immediate. Now public transportation have gone up, rent. It's like landlords are also landlords are gauging their rents now.
Fuad, let me tell you.
Yes.
Let nobody in this studio or who is listening to us thinks that this government does not know how to plan ahead.
Or know what to do to really solve the problem.
Or know what to do to solve the problem. They just don't want to do it for the people. This government promised to give us electricity. It has not done so. But this government has gone ahead to provide solar
for Aso Villa and disconnected the Aso Villa from the national grid.
So if anybody tells you they don't know what they are doing, they are lying to you.
But why do they keep promising the people?
They just don't want to do it for the people.
Because Barrister,
listen, if all the problems we are talking about now, if these problems are solved, what would they use to campaign? But you know the mistake they are making.
So they keep the problem
so that they can be
going, so that they keep seeing what to campaign about.
But you know, go back to the independence time. Go back and listen to some music by Fela Nicolas Bokuti. The things that Fela said about 30-35 years ago, they are still here with us.
It's even fitting in.
Do you know what other countries are doing? Having dealt with the elementary issue,
they are moving to bigger issues
of roads, because these are no longer things.
There are social amenities that everybody
local governments are doing roads all over the world. They're providing water. They're cutting away refuse, sewage, and all of that.
They don't even discuss those things again.
People are talking about introducing a different kind of education, classifying scientific or other kind of education, you understand? States are moving away from chalk
boards. They are going into AI, they are going into...
Ours, we are perpetually stuck.
We are still looking for electricity, good road, education, health, the same thing.
Somebody said, if I don't give you light, when I come back, don't vote for me.
He said it. He said, by all means.
People said, you know what people are saying now?
What are they saying?
He did not know how bad the situation.
So why did he say? Why did he say it?
When he made the promise.
Barrister, there are two things. There are two promises, and I've said that. Look, it's enough for us to discuss. You just talked about the electricity. He said it. He said, by all means, I will make sure that, look, electricity is stable and you will not pay estimated billing
again.
And the second one is
Amagbe.
He said it.
Let the poor breathe.
Let the poor breathe. That look, people have said the fuel will go to 200 to go to 500. Go and put your mind at rest. He said it in Yoruba. We will bring it down. As at the time he was saying he will bring it down, Barrister, he was selling for 195 naira per litre.
He made a mistake. He wanted to say we'll bring it up.
No, that was not a mistake. But if it's a mistake, he should have come to say no. It was a slip. I wanted to say I was going to bring it up.
But for what? It is important that we let our listeners know one thing about this one, because there are some certain people, they don't know what is going on.
They don't know what's going on?
No, they don't know. There are some things underneath they don't know.
They are feeling it.
They are feeling it, but they don't know what is going on in the area of the details. Number one, Dangote is not getting enough crude from the federal government.
That's well established. We say it every
Number two, Dangote is going as far back Togo, United States of America, to get crude to Nigeria. Number three is that the amount that Nigerian government, the crude that they gave to Dangote, they are selling it at international price only in naira.
They should know that.
Number three, number four, Dangote is a private company that wants to make profits. If the government is serious and want to give succor to Nigerians, they will just tell Dangote, we are selling it to you one particular barrel, maybe it's 10,000. We are bringing it to 7,000. You see the remaining 3,000. No. We want to make sure that the price is going to go down, the one you are going to sell to the market. And then number five. Yes. I'm coming. Number five. The same government is giving more licenses for those people that are going to import fuel.
They're not even importing anything again.
And one thing there is that because there is crisis now and they don't have enough money to cushion the event. Now, what of the Dangote that is our savior? Is it not right for us to say, okay, Dangote, let us give you all the enough crude, but for local consumption, this is what you have, and peg the price at that particular time for a government that is thinking.
I'm looking at the worst case scenario. I'm thinking, okay, let us even say we don't have enough crude to give to Dangote, because again, we've done some things. We borrowed some monies. We have to pay in crude, so we are not able to do enough exploration. There's a lack of investment.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Crude to pay. That one is part of the problem. We also have a problem, Barrister. A lot of the international oil companies have divested. Some of them have left the country.
Yes.
So we are not even producing enough crude. Yes. Don't be deceived. So that's also a factor. There's also the reality of theft.
Crude oil theft.
Crude oil theft is also there. So I'm like, okay, let's even say,
upon paying 5 billion naira every month to one particular company to save our
reality.
We are paying 5 billion naira to Tombolo and Co for safeguarding for stealing our crude oil.
What has changed?
And we are still paying.
What has changed?
But we are still paying.
Have we been able to really meet our OPEC quota?
No.
So I'm saying that, okay, let us even admit and accept these are reality. To say, okay, we might not be able to give enough crude, because Dangote has given us a statement, Barrister, that look, every month I do about 18 million barrels of crude.
18 million?
Yes. And the best they are able to give to me is less than 6 million barrels every month. The remaining 12 million I still import. And that even the one Nigeria gives to him in naira, he has to pay premium sometimes. And at international, the only thing is I pay naira, but it's still at international market. But let us even assume that we cannot give him enough. He goes wherever he wants to go to all over the world, and we meet him. So, okay, you know what? We used to have a subsidy regime that was fraught with all manner of manipulation and fraud, and so we stopped it because people were bringing in things, so they were manipulating. But now we are having a local production.
Yes.
To the glory of God, sir, the NMDPRA has now said, 95% of our local consumption is coming from Dangote. So it means that what Dangote has been saying, that look, I can meet your local demand, I have the capacity, is right. Can we now work with Dangote to say, you know what?
Was Dangote wrong before?
They said he was wrong. You were here when they keep saying it. Now they kept saying it.
Let me tell you.
Can't they subsidize
Dangote? Since we know that he's a source.
Yes. I said that there can be a temporary measure where you say, okay, now that OPL 245 and others, now government is generating, producing more crude. You can't come up with an interim measure and say, you know what, Dangote, if you used to get 6,000 barrels from us, 6 million barrels, or whatever it is from us before, we can make it 12. Out of that,
I'm even saying if we don't have crude,
we are giving you at a concession, and then you are going to give us 40% or 50% for local consumption of whatever you refine at so price. You put a cap like South Korea,
and others have done.
The others, because you also have overhead costs in refining.
Yes,
you take and sell to the international market. If we need it,
we'll buy it.
We will buy it from you
and then subsidize.
And then subsidize to the people. But you know why they are not doing that? Because they don't have the need to balance national security and increasing prices of petrol. Because if there is a security report that trouble is brewing, Nigerians are angry and they might take to the street.
They will find something they'll do something quickly.
But there's nothing as such. They believe that with the money that they have and the level of political manipulation
and machinery that they've been able to put in place. Yeah.
First of all, they conquered your profession. Journalism today is brown envelope. People are not even addressing the real issue.
Even when you address, they say, "Oh, you are opposition."
You understand?
With all the facts on ground, though, even with all the facts,
you go to the religious organization.
Those who have been captured,
taking care of the leaders.
So everybody's happy and
quiet. They go to the church and go to the mosque. They say, "Oh, this government is trying. No, we need to pray for them." This is what we have been told. You now go to the court. If labor union or whatever organization want to go on strike today to protest government failures, they will get the industrial court
and get another.
So you see that institutions have been captured. What then is the solution? Until the Nigerian people can break away and start asking for their rights, nothing is delivered to you on the platter of gold. And that's what Nigerians don't. Some of the things, somebody said to me, what is it that sets Kenya apart from Nigeria? I said there was the Mua rebellion in Kenya. Before they got their independence, millions of people died in Kenya. But here we got it on the platter of gold. So we don't know the importance of struggling for what we want.
And demanding for our rights.
Yes, and you would think that a common problem, we have common solution, or that at least we generate common attitude towards solving the
problem. Yeah.
But what you have is that they throw in religion, they throw in ethnicity, you understand, and they throw in money, and we are divided like the Tower of Babel. Why they're comfortable doing what they are doing. So,
but again, if you look at because again, for people to understand what we're saying, even apart from subsidies, there are also countries who have also applied what you can call fiscal and regulatory charges. Also, everybody trying to think out with one or two things. For example, Brazil has reduced diesel taxes and have imposed an export levy. So what they are trying to do is once you bring it in, we reduce taxes on it. But if you want to take it out, you pay more. Just to keep the products
they know what
at the domestic market.
It's not that they don't know what to do. They just don't want to do it.
Look at
because you have
Vietnam,
nothing to do to them.
Vietnam, for example, has temporarily removed taxes on fuel imports
in order to give succor to their citizens.
So what I'm saying is
the issue there is Fuad.
Because
this country you mentioned,
the CNG is nonsensical. Whoever is pushing that narrative,
no, even the person that is pushing it knows that there is no sense inside it.
Those countries you mentioned,
we can put it on the basis of common sense. Can they just come and tell me how that is a commonsensical solution? How that is even meaningful, reasonable?
Are you not
to the problem we have?
Are you not even
the CNG conversation?
Was it not in this same country that they removed subsidy and set up the Christopher Kolade committee to use the money that the money that will come from there to buy buses and its transportation? What came out of it?
We have a committee already on the oil sector now. So.
Yes, we have.
It's now being led by the GTB man.
Yes, now.
Another committee.
Another committee.
We have ministry. We have special advisors. We have everything. So we still need a committee.
Whatever. If there's a problem you don't want to solve,
just get up a committee.
Give it to a committee.
I think for me, Fuad, I think the challenge that we have.
Yes.
Whenever I listen to Peter Hesse, that the Secretary of War, and listen to our equivalent here, which is NSA.
Be careful to listen to that one.
You now know that.
No, NSA is not our equivalent. It's General Christopher.
Because Minister of Defense.
Okay.
Minister of Defense.
So now you now find out what information is getting to the president. Because, for example, seriously, just like what Barrister Curtis said, this can lead to something that we will not be thinking of 2027 election.
Are you sure it can?
If we are so, but it cannot lead to that.
The mood and temperament of Nigerians, can you do?
No, it cannot lead to that because, for example, if there is any announcement of protest in anywhere now, IGP, whether RTA will say intelligence reports.
Do we need to get to a point where people would have to protest for the government to show mercy? Yes. Look, what we are saying here is this, Barrister. I'm not saying we have even. I'm saying let us even say we've gone beyond the subsidy removal as a conversation, but this is an emergency situation. The impact, if they are not feeling it, a deep freezer, grinding machine, bag of rice cannot solve this problem.
No,
we live amongst the people. If they are far and detached from the people,
in fact, when the people in government want to deceive you people, they criminalize what is acceptable elsewhere. Is the American government not offering subsidy to farmers?
I've just read out what people are doing.
What is even wrong with subsidy?
I even say let us even say
is it not the money that belongs to the people?
Some authoritative, ignorant people argued in this country that the fuel subsidy that we kept in place was actually paying the rich people more than the poor. In fact, they gave them the stupid argument that how can somebody have 5 vehicles and you're subsidizing?
The poor people is not benefiting from subsidy, it's the rich people that are benefiting. No, even the president said it now that one of his friends not add 4 vehicles. Has he sold any of the vehicles now?
No. Who is benefiting from the removal of subsidy
now? And who is suffering from it?
And who is suffering?
Is it not the poor?
The rich or the poor?
Have the rich sold their cars?
In fact, if they are selling,
the convoy has gotten longer.
If you are selling that pump price is now 20,000 naira per litre. There are some people that will buy it conveniently, fill their 7 cars, and nothing will happen.
Can I tell you today? Not up to 20% of car owners in this country buy full tank anymore.
Full tank. Barrister.
Like me, whenever I'm driving, I am looking at the road, I'm looking at the fuel gauge. So I have to be
we're in a period where for every cash you have in your pocket, you are doing a scale of preference between money for food at home or fueling your car. You need to move around, so you can't be reckless in fueling up. It's not possible.
If you don't fuel up, and
there's no food at home.
Do you know what? Another thing that I pray they should be able to realize, if you look at the consumption of fuel now, a lot of these are brothers who cannot go to farm. They go to the city, look for korope, look for kada, look for, which increase the
volatility of things. In fact, farmers are already complaining because the issues of logistics, barrister, to move things around now. Look at diesel. Now for small scale businesses who still have to run generators,
it's not easy.
At 1,600, are they going to shut down? And we are talking about CNG. I still need to have serious conversation about how the presidency got locked down on the CNG conversation, how the idea became an alternative to this emergency situation. Who is selling the idea to the president, and why is it that at the level of knowledge and exposure of the president is buying it?
You know a situation in which this
CNG.
No, you know that it's like presidents and all the people have been gated out.
They can't be gated out,
because if they are not gated out,
if
they are not get out, how cool a reasonable somebody or reasonable people will agree that the problem that we are having now,
100,000 kids,
CNG kits is in the one that will not solve our problem.
People will not say, you are just, and that's why I say, so that it's not like, you are just being unnecessarily critical. Go to countries and see what country by country, and I've just read out close to 15-20 countries.
For add this one to it. Out of the OPEC country, we are the only country that does not have functionary refinery. That is our own. We are the only one. We are the only one.
We need to do this in just 2-3 minutes. I will open the phone lines. The ADC seems to be having some good time, really, because again, if you have 9 senators defecting to your party, that gives you some good political, good political momentum. And you have senators Aminu Tambuwal, Sokoto South, Eyinaya Abia South, Binos Yaroe, Adamawa South, Victor Ume, Anambra Central, Tony Nwunyi, Anambra North, Lawal Osmal, Kaduna Central, Ogoshi Onao, Nasarawa South, Austin, Okobundu, Abia Central, and Ireti Kingibe, the FCT, have all decided to join the ADC.
They were closer to ADC since the beginning of the year. We know that's not a new movement.
In fact, they just officially joined.
No, Ireti came out earlier in the year to say, I'm joining the ADC. When she said
he's
so.
Just waiting for the coronation.
But whether you like it or not, that's it's a movement. It's an insignificant movement in terms of the numbers.
That is
as things currently.
I'm talking about 2027, really, not even the politics of the National Assembly.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. 2027, it makes no difference.
These guys are senators. They could go head to head with their governors, mobilize, pull out votes. Is it something that the ADC should be at least happy about, or there's still a lot of more work to be done?
I don't know how many of you are hoping that the votes will count from what we are saying.
I'm just being hopeful. So if the votes count, can these guys help the party? as an opposition political
party.
They
will fight very hard to win their own position. You know, in the case of Tᴜɪ̀nᴇ, the governor of Abuja has said she's not coming back.
He's not even going to vote in Abuja.
And then they already have that day he will not be in Abuja. He will
be in Rivers State.
But you know, he has a private jet, so he can go to Rivers
and come back to Abuja and monitor the election and move around on election day.
He can move around now. Is he not the minister of FCC?
The fact is that the opposition is struggling. We know they are struggling, and that's not expected.
And they are far behind.
That is not unexpected. In 2015, the APC also was far behind. But the sentiments, overwhelming sentiments, was in favor of the opposition. The ruling party tried all it could within its arsenals. They postponed the election, hoping that they would run out of the little funds that they had. But the resilience of the people, that the single-mindedness of Nigerians who constituted themselves as the opposition, saw the APC through. You understand? But the challenge for the ADC is, can they really organize themselves or itself the way the APC organize itself that time? I think that's just the challenge.
Okay, all right.
I think for me is, I believe a lot of Nigeria that are feeling that they feel up now, they may be trying to organize themselves. I hope maybe God can decide to say this country will have suffered so much. Let's see what will happen. And I equally believe that God is so wonderful in Nigeria. Between now and that very time, God can decide to deliver us.
Okay. All right. I don't know about that. All right, we open
deliver you from who to who.
All right, let's open the phone line. 091-36000410, 091-36000410. And then, of course, we also create time to read the messages we have on Facebook. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening. This is Olayola from Nigeria.
Yes.
Let me just talk about the last topic, about the ADC.
Yes.
ADC, the problem that the ADC have is an issue here. If you look at from where APC formed from 2014 to this time, we see 2014 we have almost 7 governors from PDP join APC, and they're bringing the finance from that state, and they are also having a structure on ground. In 2019, no much to talk about. In 2015, we see 5G. That is why we're joining them. But the problem that the ADC have at this moment, we are talking about a political movement, opposition now. Majority of the people that are supposed to give in ADC a backbone, those people are.
So sorry, Mr. Olayola. Hello, good evening. Yes, good evening.
Good evening, sir. That is, I greet you. I greet everybody in the city.
We greet you too.
Yeah. You see this Governor Iirsᴛ. He's my in-law. He's my town person. The same from the same Ugbo, which is a kingdom. I am one of the most disappointed persons in this world. See, we have cried for a very long time from the south. So we are looking for governors who will represent us, who knows about our problems and challenges. Just imagine this man. If you see his village, if you see what is happening right now in Iirsᴛ government, and I'm an Iirsᴛ person, if you see what is really happening right now, you see what the issue is doing to our community. Many of our community, which is almost more than 2 kilometers bigger. Some of them are even half kilometer right now because of the sea. And this man knows about our problem and he's not doing anything. He's not doing anything. He wants to God will not allow him to contest us. In fact, if he decides to contest, God will take his life.
No. What's happening? Hello, good evening.
He's angry.
He's angry.
Hello.
Take it easy.
I just said good evening.
Good evening.
Thank you, Yᴏᴜᴜ.
Yes.
Yes, first of all, the issue of Iirsᴛ. It's unfortunate that shows you, that tells you the characteristics of we have in this country. Their motive is I before that. That is just the answer, to him. And it's unfortunate, like the barrister mentioned, Ondo State is more, is one of the, most safety, states. As far as before. But I will learn even the so-called Amatekun or whatever. He's not even paying them. He's not paying them. And the Amatekun in those days are most blind Amatekun. As far as the West is concerned, you can see, the kind of person he is. It's just unfortunate. You see what?
Hello, good evening.
Well, good evening, Forward and all of you in the studio.
Oh. Hello, good evening. Okay. Hello, good evening.
Hello.
Yes, good evening.
Good evening, Forward.
Yes, good evening.
Yeah, Barrister, this is Samuel calling from Ashishi.
Good evening.
Yes, Barrister. And the issue we are talking about this evening, it is not funny. Forward, I just came back from my place on Friday. Do you know that because of the bad road, I left my place, Nasarawa State, on Thursday evening around 10 in the evening before I get to Ogun State here. It was around 2 p.m. on Friday. And now, talking about the fuel, do you know how much is the transport from my place down to Lagos? For the bus now, this is the small bus, they are taking 30,000 naira from my place down to Lagos here. You can see the irony, and this government official will come on air and be telling us all this trash. They can tell us anything they want to tell us.
Hello, good evening.
Hello, what? Good evening.
Yes, good evening.
Obi calling from Ikeja.
You are welcome.
Happy belated birthday, for.
Thank you, sir.
For those people pitying ADs, they should leave ADs alone. I can't pity ADs, they should stop pitying ADs. And let them allow ADs to manage their life. They don't love ADs. Let me tell you people who are selling off. Before Demos, Abi and Demo Mbakwe, if you see what Mbakwe did in Imo State, Mbakwe built power plant 1780, which Rotas came and scattered and sold the carcass or what, I don't know what we say. See, Mbakwe, the old Mbakwe, you see this Loma. Mbakwe had that they had in Germany, London, that you put the bin with tire. You throw, as you are going out, you throw inside. There's a big bucket. As you are going, you throw. The tipper will come and the tipper with that bag will come and pick it and put back. At that time, look at what these people did. Jack on them back. What kind of sense they had? And then he didn't have money. He didn't have money.
Bruce Ali at that time too.
Bruce Ali. Look at all these people. These people. Take care of yourself. Any food for your boy. For your back.
You be big man. I'll be. Hello, good evening.
A very good evening to all the team in the studio.
Good evening, Prince Wise.
Yeah, good evening to you. Happy birthday, Nadia. And Prince Wise celebrating his birthday today.
Happy birthday to you, Prince Wise. Yes, happy birthday.
Thank you.
Long life and prosperity.
Yeah. Amen. Amen. Yes, this oil matter, we're on the same page. We have been appealing to Mr. President. Said to Dangote as a cheaper price. So Dangote said to Nigeria as a cheaper rate. But who is the cause of the policy are facing today? It is Mr. Trump. In social media today, they were protesting in America and other parts of the world. So American president is the cause of our Allah. But the United Nations, are they working or are
Mr. Ambrose.
Hello.
President Trump is your problem, but what has your
Good evening,
Good evening, Pastor Ambrose. Everybody is looking for solutions.
Happy birthday, Prince Wise. You see, that's the problem we have. Tinubu does not have any problem. He is perfect, doing well. So he should just trample upon us and we'll keep quiet. That's the issue now. Look at Peter Obi. They are like I always say, Peter Obi is always their problem. When they cough, it's Peter Obi. They wake up, it's Peter Obi. Problem here is Peter Obi. It's Peter Obi that is causing this energy crisis in Iran. Though they will still mention Peter Obi instead of them to face the reality, see how they can help Nigerians, assuage the problem so that the suffering will reduce. They won't do anything about it. It's just propaganda. And they are still thinking of 2027. Mr. President, you said your ambition is to become president. You have become president. Why don't you allow somebody who is ready to govern this country take over? Because from what you are showing, you are just playing politics. You are not ready to do anything.
Hello, good evening. Yes.
My barrister.
Is that like the Mafruku?
I do darkness, so.
Just as usual.
As usual, sir.
I don't collect them per wife.
You people were saying that whether government should reduce, tell Dangote, should give Dangote reduce the cost of crude oil so that they will sell to us at a reduced price. And I'm like, why would they do that? They will continue to sell Dangote with high price. So that they will get, if they don't do that, where would they get money to be funding all these things they are doing, these city boys and city, all this empowerment they were doing, We were there yesterday where they were sharing all these things, with it. That's where they get the money now.
Did they give you anyone?
You don't collect the freezer?
You say what?
Collect the freezer?
I didn't collect anything. I was just laughing at the people who were collecting. They were collecting their ignorance. They will continue to fool themselves like that. So that is the thing. They will never reduce anything. What they will do is that they will continue collecting more money and be giving empowerment to foolish people. Thank you.
Thank you. I don't know what that empowerment means really. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
My name is Shola. I'm calling from the country.
You are welcome.
See, I just want to sum everything up together. We will complain of this one, complain of the politicians, and the people that they say in government that the people deserve the government that they have. See, we Nigerians, we have a mentality issue. Why am I saying this? Every Nigerian, go and hear their prayer point. God go, it's me that can help you. Because it doesn't matter how I think I have. Let me do things. You know the problem of carefully, the problem of docility. So all these things we are just talking about, Nigeria will never change until we are tackle that issue of fearfulness and not talk about it and docility.
Thank you. Hello, good evening.
Good evening, my cavalry greetings to you all, and happy birthday to Prince. My name is Tᴏɪᴛᴛᴇʀ. I'm calling from Abaronjo in the country.
You are welcome.
Well, for the governor of Ondo State, I think the case should go to Supreme Court and let Supreme Court decide the as soon as possible.
To go and do what?
So that no, because it's now on appeal. They have a challenge in the appeal court. So
we are asking you to go and do the Supreme Court.
It is serve as a deterrent, as a precedent for other people like that.
Okay.
That once of for 2 times, you can't go in for another term, making it 3 times. So that is that. Then for AGC, we thank God that many senators, some senators have decamped to their place, and the other probably members of House of Reps. So they should stop thinking of one-party state, accusing the APC of going to one-party state. So they should be thinking of how to be more viable. You understand? A viable opposition party. Then lastly, for the petroleum issue, all of you have said well about it. Actually, Barrister Curtis Ajigbaye concerning the relationship between Dangote and the federal government, what the federal government should do. And you will say well. But the major thing I want people to understand is that people should be thinking of how this war should be ended by blaming Donald Trump.
We should be thinking of how the war will end. How the war will end.
Yes. Is that blame Donald Trump. We even encourage the American Congress to even put a stop to this. You know, by
Mr.
So you are listening to you.
If the war does not end, what should we do? What should the Nigerian government do?
That is why I commended Curtis Ajigbaye. That is by saying that the federal government should call Dangote and probably make some concessions.
All right.
You understand?
Thank you. Hello, good evening.
We will send Mr. Osifo to Mr. Trump.
To go and remove him.
To Bazi Trump.
Hello, good evening. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening, sir.
Yes, good evening, sir.
Yeah, my name is Bob.
Hello. Hello. Oh my goodness. Okay.
Bazi Trump will hear the message.
Yeah, thank you very much. I was being on the line. Yes, Engineer Nee from Yaba.
You are welcome.
Happy birthday to you, Fuad and YS.
Thank you, sir.
Engineer Nee from Yaba here. You see, first of all, talk of Aiyedatiwa. You see, Maruwa Pastors Yako in Adamawa are still the case. It doesn't have to even test the water in it anymore. It was very testing. So it doesn't. Nobody should go to Supreme. It should just rest. Don't
Don't spend people's money for nothing. Then coming to CNG, they are talking about. When I heard Mr. President talking about CNG, I just laughed. I belong to transport sector, DLT. The person that is championing CNG material now. Go to his depot. Go to Lekki. Go to Abule Egbadia. You see his vehicle lined up, expecting material from abroad. Is that what we should be expecting? What we should be doing in Nigeria? Wasting our time for nothing. If you got there's nothing on their head. That is just it. Why is you playing politics on the life of the people? CNG is no. It cannot get you anywhere. Let us use what we have to get what we want. Donald Trump is the police. America, USA is the police of the whole world.
All right.
Donald Trump.
Hello, good evening.
Hello, that's what. Good evening.
Police are not tired. Hello, good evening.
Good evening, that's what.
How with you, sir?
Yeah, my name is David. I'm calling from Ogun State.
Yeah, welcome, sir.
Yeah, but the court has said this all because I made that point last week that the only thing that should give us this is if federal government could just meet Dangote and discuss with Dangote. Supply these people this fuel at the rate of 800 naira, the rest will subsidize it. That is the only way to help us out of this issue. But for me, do you think that Dangote will listen to federal, knowing that this government is full of lies and listen? Because they might tell them they will subsidize, and at the end of the day, they will not do anything. You see? So my own is that's my take, and I think whatever that has beginning has end.
All right, thank you. 09136000410. We're squeezing two more calls and we'll go to Facebook.
Hello, Fuad.
Yes.
A very good evening.
Good evening.
My name is Balaji from Ijoko. I want to be quick.
Yes.
Now, Donald Trump, they cause our problem. Now, wow. Now, Donald Trump says subsidy is gone, Abi. If it is not Donald Trump today, it is Obi tomorrow. Thank you. People from Center of Universe, I think they are buying fuel at the rate of 700 or 400. So, Fuad, I beg, carry your motor, go there, go buy. Barrister Curtis, carry your motor, go Center of Universe. Go buy fuel there. So, all of us are in it.
All right.
Are they sorry for them? So, are they...
Hello, good evening. Hello. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening, Fuad.
Yes, good evening.
A happy belated birthday. This is Mr. James.
Yes.
So what I want to chip in is when people are trying to throw fast solution about how to ameliorate the problem of suffering of Nigerians on the basis of this fuel price increase, then I look at them, is in their body language of the president, has he shown that this is someone who is concerned about the plight of people? That is the question you ask first of all. Then, and for the issue of opposition, when you look at during the time of PDP, the opposition were giving room to perform, they were giving room to operate, but the current administrator makes sure that even more is planted in most of all the opposition parties, making sure that it doesn't function, that when here we end up running a one-party system. That is just the problem. So people should not be comparing it during the time of PDP when they were in opposition. Thank you.
All right, thank you. The last call for the evening, so let's deal with the messages we have on Facebook. Quite a lot of messages. I'll see how to squeeze that in before we call it a day on the show. We have Jami Olamilekan Yusuf saying, good evening, house. Peter Obi already said it all, that no person we ask to do one time and we expect that. Okay, that is what's happening to Ondo governor. Let the world talk sense to US and others. If only Peter Obi can be ADC flag bearer, then they have momentum. Okay. Akorede allegation war. Olanrewaju is saying, happy birthday to you, Sahid Fuad. Okay, thank you so much. Father Rebu Miosi Mora is saying, salute you all gallant civilian generals in the house. Okay, just saying hello to us from TA Lagbaja Army Cantonment. Prince Dan Praise is saying, good evening, great men of this of honor. An opening of Tğᴇ. The increment came from aviation minister as a new tariff, and this have nothing to do with the staffs at the Tğᴇ. They are only obeying and following instructions. He's saying cars has moved from 300 to 500, SUV from 500 to 1,000. Trucks have moved from 1,000 to 1,500, and every trucks have moved from 1,500 now to 2,000. Okay. Yᴏᴜᴜᴜ Khan Kazim is saying, good evening, Barrister Curtis, Nuruddin, and Amebu. Mr. Fuad, happy birthday to you. Okay, thank you. I really missed the show since last year. Now I'm joining from Middlesbrough, UK. Okay, thumbs up to you guys. We say thank you for joining us all the way from the UK. Okay, we have John Bernardo. He's saying interesting topics, but I just stopped to listening to the show now because my MP and phone have shut down. Eco Disco should respect themselves. Okay. Sorry to hear that. Sunday, no, I say, good evening, friends. If Mr. Lucky Adewa can play God, it will be very unfortunate because most of us criticized in strong terms when he was about to be impeached during the Aketi. His people will not forgive him if he disappoints them. One of them I've called, he must swear for himself. Baramasu Gwegu is saying ADC should, as a matter of urgency, make strategic planning. And their publicity is so weak that I wonder if other Nigerians know that they even exist. Happy birthday, our analyst. Okay, thank you so much. On Tᴏɪᴛᴛᴇʀ talk about this, a very long one. He's saying it's not new that every politician in Nigeria is a liar. It's also glaring that the free money spent recklessly by political office holders is the main reason they always want to remain in office. If not, how can Governor Lucky Adewa come with such a political statement that is not interested in another term in office after waiting to hear the court ruling that he has restricted him for re-election? I don't blame him because there are some of the lacuna where in the room that they exploit. Okay, it's a long one. That's much of the message I can take because the message keeps dropping in. We have Patrick Obiazo saying, please, what is the job of the NOA, the National Orientation Agency, in campaigning against the electoral vices we witness in Nigeria and the consequences of vote buying and selling? On the vote buying show in Owerri, organized by some political jobbers under the banner called City Boys Movement, it is not shameful that those who were gifted the freezer do not have electricity in their home to power the fridge.
Electricity is coming.
Get the fridge first, I mean. All he says is that you got freezer but no electricity to power it.
It's coming now.
Okay, or you wait for them to give you generator.
It's in the pipeline.
Kenny smiles. He's saying, good evening, everyone. Mr. Fuad, please post all the things other countries in the world are doing to mitigate the economic effects of the war going on in Iran. I need it, so please post it. Okay, I'll try and give it to our social media people to put it on social media. James Tᴏɪᴛᴛᴇʀ says, distinguished gentlemen in the studio, I greet you fundamentally. For Governor Adewa, I know that his response of not being distracted by the old 2028 election thing is not true. By now, the reality is paining him. But by Curtis, why is it that instead of Governor Adewa to accept the reality, him and other politicians in his shoes will still want to go to the Supreme Court to see if they can get a different judgment or something that is very clear, on something that is very clear? On Peter Obi's statement, I've observed that the responses from most of President Tinubu's aides are more of hatred or for Obi rather than professionalism. James Ogbonna from Moshod. He said, why do politicians, when they know that the case is so clear,
but someone calls make it go Supreme Court just now.
He's wondering why they go to Supreme
advice.
Court.
Okay. Make it go Supreme Court.
Okay.
So a lawyer
it's within his right to actually go and he has the money.
A lawyer will call it job.
Benjamin is saying, good evening Fuad and others in the studio. The government know what to do to help people out of the crisis at hand. They have numberless advisors. They have advisors that are paid for the job. The problem is they are not people friendly. The government know Peter Obi's statement of fact. What do you expect from the government? Olumide Lawal is saying the station is opposition station. Thank you. Ogunlano Olulaja Musba is saying our political leaders are ready to destroy the long spoon from the masses.
It's opposition a crime.
Not to dine with them. I'm sure I say you don't get light of house. The world, I really feel for Nigeria, an economy that is dependent on petrol. At this rate, petrol will still rise to 2K. And Nigerians will be it for years. I feel for those selling perishable goods a lot. Of SMEs have closed up due to power issue. This is the first time ever that the whole Nigeria will protest against power. Why can't we diversify this country's resources? Francis Oyis saying, good evening, gentlemen in the studio. President Bola Tinubu observing the situation in the Middle East. When he is done, he will give Nigerians palliatives, e.g. Congo of rice, beans, millet. Tell him everyone is defecting to APC's head will get swollen. Tinubu doesn't care about the good and well-being of Nigerians. Steve Oferi saying it's very clear that Nigeria is just surviving by the special mercy of God. The caliber of people across all sectors tell nothing but the story of empty barrels. The response of this so-called special advisor on Peter Obi's well-structured advice says volume about not only the wrong people but also the emptiness of those in the corridors of power. Whatever we did to God, let him have mercy on us. Okay, Modachi Todo is saying hello to us. Joy Odemuam Odomanam. He's saying, good evening, gentlemen in the studio. It's so sad that even the countries fighting the war are not suffering the way the masses are suffering in Nigeria. Christopher F. Young is saying, good evening, wise men in the studio, Mainland FM. The only language these politicians and government of the day understand as long as it's period of election. Any other thing for them is no go area. Ihiayin Chibundu Obata, we've seen your message. Glorious Crown, I've seen your message. And Yonle Yekan Kazim, your message is well received. Lukman Oladipupo, all the way from Dakar, thank you so much. Your message is well received. And okay, all right. So I think that's the mod that we can take. The marital matters man is here. Decide the enigma. But Zagodis is looking at
his cap is on the left today.
As always.
But it used to be on the right now.
Today,
maybe
he's
searching
for another.
No, this one is for married people now.
No, this one is for married people. When it's to the left.
To the left, it's on the left this time.
It's on the left.
It's not on the left.
It's on the right, but you also put it on the left.
Sometimes. No, maybe something is coming out of.
Something is coming up.
Okay. Good evening, Lagos. Good evening, Nigeria. We're discussing the situationships and stormy boats of extramarital sharpshooters.
The situationships
and stormy boats
of
extramarital sharpshooters.
Extramarital sharpshooters.
There are some certain people. There is no way they will cheat in marriage.
But how do you know there is an extra?
How do we know that
it's an extra?
There's an agreement. So if you go beyond the agreement, then there is an extra. Some are sharpshooters. So the situationship that come after being a sharpshooter.
In extramarital affairs.
So
this person has the extramarital in the political train. That one will not have the concept.
All right, let our deciding people deal with this one. I'm confused. All right, this is the best, the most that we can take on the show. All right, we'll do this again next week.